There are many different ways to take down a drone. Some methods are pretty straightforward, and others are completely bizarre. So let's take a look at some of the best methods out there. One way to stall a typical RC drone is to disrupt the signal. This method may be the weakest link, so to speak, as automation emerges without the need for GPS, which I will get to in a little bit. But for now, this method is pretty effective against your average consumer-grade drone. One popular mechanism is the drone defender, and this can jam popular frequencies including 433, 2.4, and 5.8 GHz. But it also has a GPS disruption on a separate trigger, which would prevent the drone from utilizing waypoints or returning home. It roughly weighs around 15 pounds and has a 1-mile range, so it's definitely one of the larger variants out there. Yet another RF countermeasure comes in a compact one-hand solution. The Mark III is battery powered and only weighs 4 pounds, and this one can cover multiple frequency bands simultaneously. In theory, this would disable remote control and actually stop the video feed. In turn, the drone could either perform a vertical controlled landing or attempt to go back to a starting point. So there are quite a few devices that can stop the RF signal, and the Drone Buster is probably one of the more impressive variants as well. It can overwhelm the GPS signal, and supposedly it can work beyond the line of sight. This particular device includes an RF power meter and analyzer to counter drones in low visibility. This also means it has an ability to detect, control video feed, and telemetry data. So this type of RF disruption will not stop every drone out there. Onboard LiDAR sensors, localization, and mapping create 3D maps of the surrounding environment. This is otherwise known as a SLAM drone, and something like the Helios 3 can map its own flight. So there's a high probability that drones can be entirely self-guided without GPS, and these type of RF devices could become outdated pretty quickly. Nets are a really good idea if you want to quickly immobilize the drone out of the sky. However, this also means that you need adequate range and precision. The Skywall is one of these contraptions, and it's available in handheld or a permanent installation. And it works by utilizing compressed air to launch a net, and this disables the drone's motors. The Smart Scope compensates for the drone's speed and range automatically. Downside is that this weighs approximately 22 pounds, and it can only work at a couple hundred feet. So the drone could easily evade at higher altitudes and taunt the armed user. So there needs to be more of a capable system, which brings us to the next position. The interceptor can actually fly to its target. A camera finds the target and the drone's motors automatically detach to propel the net. The interceptor itself then deploys a parachute to land safely. Obviously, this is a little bit counterintuitive because the target craft will just come crashing down, so it's definitely not the safest method out there. A natural alternative solution is to use a bird of prey. This would, of course, have an effective range, with lightning-fast precision. The only problem is that you would need extensive training, and the eagle would have to be pretty obedient. Larger commercial drones would also somewhat be of a challenge as well. So this type of approach is a pretty niche thing, and you'll probably not see a flying army of eagles anytime soon. So as you can tell, there is really no perfect method to take down a drone. But one of the most accurate and effective ways is to hit the target with a high-powered laser. With the right targeting system, this could literally work for miles. And there really is no stopping a high-powered device which can burn through components. Lasers will be probably the weapon of the future, because it's not only good for drones, but it can also take down missiles as well. The only downside is that this is probably only for military. The new solid-state variants are a little bit different from chemical grade, because they can be bundled with an overall higher wattage. LLD is an excellent variant being tested right now by Lockheed Martin. They already have a 100 kilowatt model, which is considered the minimum for shooting down mortars and small drones. And as of right now, they are experimenting with a 300 kilowatt laser. This type of technology has evolved very rapidly in the last 10 years. If scaled and powered properly, directed energy weapons could be used in the next generation fighters as well. So there really is no limit to this type of technology. But more importantly, I would like to know what you think about all these different methods. So please leave a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel.